Welcome, Kingdom Women, to another episode of Deep Talk with Faithful Adesina. I am so honored to have you guys here with me today. Every time we gather in this space, it is a divine appointment for equipping and awakening. And today's topic is a prophetic one. It is the strategy of the Esther Company. The strategy of the Esther Company. But before we dive into the strategy of the Esther Company, let's first understand what, the Esther Company is. The Esther Company is not just a group of women. It is a prophetic company of the end time kingdom women who, like Esther, have been called, have been consecrated and positioned by God for such a time as this. So these are women who realize that their beauty, their voice, their positions, their wealth, their opportunities, and their influence are not just random. They are divine tools. The Esther Company carries the assignment of enforcing the will of God on earth in their specific spheres of influence. Whether that's in family, business, education, governance, arts, or ministry. And just like Esther, they know they are in a battle between two kingdoms, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. And whoever exerts more influence on the earth wins more territory, wins more hearts, wins more souls, and wins more generations. That's why strategy is required. So let's look at 5 key strategies of the Esther Company. Number 1 strategy is purpose. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21 says that many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. A wise man said, if the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable. Many people today are abusing power, abusing wealth, abusing, influence simply because they don't know the divine why behind their elevation. Esther could have seen her crown as, a personal achievement. She could have used her position only for comfort. But when Mordecai challenged her in Esther chapter 4 verse 14, she realized that her throne was not about her. It was about saving a people. It was about preserving a nation and fulfilling divine destiny. Kingdom woman, please hear me. Your job is not just a paycheck. Your business is not just profit. Your position is not just for recognition. Every platform God gives you is a pulpit. Every resource He entrusts to you is a weapon for kingdom advancement. So the first strategy of the Esther Company is to constantly remind yourself, why has God placed me here? What does heaven want to accomplish through me? When you walk in purpose, you will not waste time. You will not abuse opportunities, and you will not misuse influence. Instead, you will channel everything toward advancing the will of God on the earth. That's why Matthew 6:10 says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on the earth as it is done in heaven. The second strategy is purity. Before Esther stood before King Ahasuerus, she went through a process of preparation. It was 12 months of purification with oil and fragrance. That you see that in Esther chapter 2 verse 12. Why? Because purity is a requirement for access. In the same way, before God can entrust kingdom women with authority and influence, He takes us through processes of purification. Romans 12:1 tells us to present our bodies as living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. And 2 Timothy 2:21 says that if we cleanse ourselves, we will be vessels of honor, prepared for every good work. Purity is not just about outward holiness. It is about inward alignment. It is saying, Lord, my heart, my motives, my desires, they all belong to you. It is choosing separation from the world system and separation unto God. Yes, Purity comes, at a price. It may mean saying no to shortcuts, no to compromise, no to, the trends of culture. It may mean waiting longer, working harder, or being misunderstood. But purity is the oil that sustains your influence. Esther's consecration prepared her for elevation, and your consecration will preserve your calling. Number 3 is principles. The kingdom of God is not advanced by force or manipulation. It is advanced by living out kingdom principles. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So as an Esther Company woman, you influence not by shouting or forcing or being loud, but by living the life of Christ in your sphere of influence. You don't have to constantly quote, scriptures in your workplace or preach in every meeting. Esther didn't announce herself. She didn't tell the king or the palace who she was or what she carried until the time was right. She moved in wisdom and subtlety, yet her impact was undeniable. Jesus compared the kingdom of heaven to yeast. In Matthew 13:33, he said, "The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough." Yeast is small, but its effects cannot be hidden. That is who you are. In your sphere, like yeast, your influence may seem subtle, but its impact is transformational and far-reaching. So in your workplace, in your business, in your community, let people feel the weight of, your integrity. Let them see your kindness, your patience, your excellence. Without even announcing yourself, they would know there is something different about you. That difference is the kingdom. Think about it. Joseph didn't carry a sign and, that said, "I am a man of God." Daniel didn't wear, a banner saying, "I serve Yahweh." Yet their principles, their wisdom, and their excellence spoke so loudly that kings and nations listened to them. They couldn't be ignored. So let your business reflect kingdom ethics. Let your workplace know you as, someone dependable, excellent, and gracious. Let your community see love and service in you. People will first be drawn to the principles you live before they are open to the message you preach. Number 4, influence and wealth. Excellence births influence. Daniel chapter 6 verse 3 says that Daniel had an excellent spirit, and that's why he was, distinguished among others. Joseph interpreted, Pharaoh's dream with divine wisdom, and he was promoted to the second in command. Kingdom woman, you are not called to mediocrity. You are called to stand out, to rise, and to represent God with distinction in your field. That is how promotion comes. And when you are promoted, your voice becomes louder, your reach becomes wider, and your capacity to enforce kingdom principles multiplies. This also applies to wealth. In Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18, it says, "It is God who gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant on the earth." So wealth is not for vanity. It is for kingdom establishment. That's why, the Esther Company must embrace, entrepreneurship, creativity, innovation, and multiple streams of income. Start that business, launch that idea, write that book, build that brand, create wealth and influence, but always keep your why in front of you. It is for the kingdom. And number 5 is prayer. Finally, the Esther Company must be a company of prayer. Esther knew that her battle was not natural, it was spiritual. And that's why she declared a 3-day fast. And when she approached the king, the favor she received was a direct result of spiritual preparation. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 reminds us that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Influence is spiritual. Territory is spiritual. If you want to shift systems, you must first win in the spirit. That's why prayer cannot be optional. It must be your lifestyle. Pray for your fear of influence. Pray for divine strategies. Pray for favor with decision makers. Pray for courage when it's time to step up. Pray for your generation. Kingdom needs intercessors. Prayer opens doors that strategic alone cannot. Prayer softens, the hearts of people that logic cannot. Prayer releases boldness that fear cannot. The Esther Company must build capacity in the spirit and carry prayer as their primary weapon. Kingdom woman, the Esther Company is rising, and God is calling you to be a part of it. These strategies, purpose, purity, principles, power, and prayer, 5 P's, are not just good ideas. They are heaven's blueprint for women who will enforce kingdom influence on the earth. So I charge you today, align with God, position yourself, embrace your assignment. The kingdom of God is counting on you. The kingdom of God is counting on you. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Deep Talk with Faithful Adesina. If this message has blessed you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because when you do, you help us reach more kingdom women like you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.